Good morning from Montville. It's Clayton Tini from the First Homebuyer Club. Day two, lesson two of 100 lessons in 100 days. Today, what I want to briefly talk about is the Home Builder Boost and what's on offer. So if you jump on my First Homebuyer Club page, we've got it pinned where we've done quite an extensive Facebook Live on the Home Builder Boost. So I won't talk about it again in as great detail. I just want to cover off on the highlights and what you should be understanding with the Home Builder Boost and what's come up. So one that I just learned earlier that I didn't know previous was that siblings cannot buy together and be getting the Home Builder Boost. So if you're a brother or two brothers, or a brother and sister, or a brother and mother potentially, you won't be eligible, as it says in the eligibility in the scenarios, that being siblings means you're not a couple and not eligible for it. So that's one that sprung up that I didn't know earlier. So potentially, you need to look at it. In regards to the Home Builder Boost and the points that have stood out so far. So currently, what we don't know, if you can use it as your deposit. So it is stated that it'll be paid at the same point as the first home buyer grant. And while some banks do accept the first home buyer grant towards their deposit, unfortunately, letter of the law states that the first home buyer grant is paid at the base stage. So from what we can read so far, it'll be paid at base stage and it'll be paid direct to the client, not to the bank itself. So as a result, we may not be in a position where you can utilize that towards your deposit. I'm going to cover over the highlight the significant points up front. So single under 125,000 or a couple under 200,000, you need to be a person, not a trust, and you have to be over the age of 18 years old. Both people or the single applicant must be an Australian citizen. A permanent resident is not available. I'm only going to talk about the new build, so it can be on anything new. Houses, townhouses, apartments, has to be $750,000 or less. You have to buy between the 4th of June and December 31, and you've got 3 months from the date you sign the contract from when you must start for it to be eligible. So if you buy off the plan house and land, or if you're looking at buying an apartment and that apartment isn't registered for over 3 months, then I suggest that look elsewhere because you're not going to be able to get it. Brisbane, Sunny Coast, Gold Coast, Logan, Ipswich, all the surroundings, it's $475,000 or less for the loan deposit scheme, which you can use in relation with, in conjunction with the Home Builder Boost itself. Whilst applications are open now, there's still no decision made about if you can use it towards your deposit. It can be used in conjunction with the loan deposit scheme, as I just mentioned, the first home buyer grant. You can avoid stamp duty. So, when you add it all up, it's over $60,000 worth of incentives. Friends or family can't buy together. So the grey area in which hasn't been stated and potentially could push the line is, what do they constitute people being in a relationship or not, or a couple, because it doesn't state that they have to be married. One thing that has stood out is that they're going off the tax returns of the previous 2 years. So if last year you earned as a couple over 200,000 or as a single over 125,000, but the previous year you were under the 125,000 for a single or under 200,000 as a couple, by the letter of the law, it states that you can use one of either of those two tax returns, and as a result, you can utilize the Home Builder Boost by going the previous year if you made less money. Can't be. Okay, so the last point that I want to talk about is think outside the box when purchasing. So we've got a couple of clients at the moment that are potentially using this money for one of two reasons. They're going to start paying off their debt once they purchase, or two, they're going to start saving it for the next deposit for the second home and utilize all the schemes in one hit, because, with the loan deposit scheme as well, you don't have to pay mortgage insurance. And in 12 months' time, potentially adding on to the 25,000 they currently have. And with interest rates, especially if you can get the loan deposit scheme, it's going to be in the twos. You're going to be able to save potentially another 10, 20, 30,000. In 12 months' time, you could have enough of a deposit to buy that second property and get to another property or a more ideal area where you choose. So just think outside the box. It's not just, you're going to be stuck here for 30 years. And that's the other concern that is a lot of feedback I received lately, or not lately, over the years, is that it's a big decision because I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. Unless you're someone that's had the same car for 20 years, the same job for 20 years, the chances are over your life, you're not going to have the same house either. Don't think of buying a home as being put in prison. Just like anything else, you can still sell it. You can still rent it. You've got plenty of options. Just because you own it doesn't mean you're locked in. And with all the depreciation being a new property, if you were to use that as an investment, you should find that most properties are positive geared if you buy correctly. So just again, if that's in the fourth thought and something you're going to choose to do later on, think about it and try and weigh that up. If you are a 12-month and then out of there project, think about that. Is this house going to rent out? Is a house going to rent out positive geared, neutrally geared, negative geared? Am I going to be able to afford the extra payments? And do I see myself going somewhere else in 12 months? Anyway, that's all I've got today on the Home Builder Boost. If you want to watch the whole video, I think it goes for about 40 or 50 minutes. Jump over to the First Home Buyer Club page and it's pinned to the top. Righto, guys. Have a good day. See you later.